Hello there, I'm the Heretic, coming at you today. What we're going to be discussing today is ungodly wives and unrighteous wives and abusive wives for men and how to handle them. According to Scripture, if a man sleeps with a woman, he's bound to her for life. A man cannot divorce his wife save for the cause of fornication. So the only way you get rid of that wife is if she sleeps with another man. But according to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, you can be bound to an unbelieving wife. And through this, you can do this through a couple of reasons. One, you're not listening to God. Two, you got involved in a relationship before you got into Scripture. So these are the things the precursors to getting involved in a relationship like this. What do you do when you're in this situation? Well, first off, you have to realize that a man is in charge of the relationship. We believe all Scripture, regardless of what our wife believes, regardless of what she likes or dislikes. You have to take a stand. You have to say, men are in charge. I believe in patriarchy. I believe in polygamy. I believe in all these things, and I don't care if you're offended by this or not. Basically just take a stand on the words. Take a stand on the truth. You need to take a stand. And you basically need to say, this is what I believe. I'm not changing my beliefs for you. Now, so what you can do, and remember this, and it says it's better for a man to dwell in the wilderness than to live with a brawling wife. Okay, so I recommend to you all that if your wife is brawling, and basically what I mean by this is that she will not listen to anything you tell her to. Now, it says in Scripture that a wife is supposed to submit to her husband in all things, but an ungodly woman does not believe in Scripture. So what you need to do is you need to realize that according to Scripture, there's nowhere in Scripture that says force your wives to submit. The Scripture is written to women, for women. There's no Scripture in there that says men have to force their wives to submit. But as a man, you are supposed to tell your wife what your will is and constantly dictate to her what you want her to do. If she doesn't do it, that's on her. Okay, you just tell her once. And if she doesn't do it, that's fine. But remember this, you're in charge, and you should never do what your wife dictates to you. If she asks you to do something, then it's up to you if you want to do it. But if she dictates it to you, tell her no. She is not in charge, and you should not put up with that. If you have kids with this woman, then you have kids with this woman. You're not supposed to kick her to the curb. The only way you can kick her to the curb is if she sleeps with another man. And if she is abusive, then you need to remove yourself from her or separate yourself from her and say, you know what, it's not good for me or my kids to be around you. So you separate yourself and your kids from her. Now, after you separate yourself from her, you're still bound to her until she sleeps with another man. That's cool. Just bear that in mind. In today's modern society, that is very unlikely that she would stay unmarried for very long because sex is such a huge part of the American culture or any kind of culture in modern society. But if she does not sleep with another man, if she does not remarry, as it were, I would recommend that to you that you find another wife. Just find another one that is more biblical, that is godly, and at that point, if she's of a worldly mindset, she's going to think that, well, it's not fair because men and women are equal, and you have to just take a stand and say men and women aren't equal. You have to stand up for yourself. Don't let these godly women bully you. Okay, you're a man. Be a man. Take a stand and say, this is how it is. I don't care what you believe. This is how it is. And you can't dictate to me how I live my life because I'm in charge, not you. So I hope this answers your questions concerning abusive or ungodly wives. You can't let them push you around. You can't let them be in charge. And that's the biggest thing. If I'm going to tell you anything, do not let them take charge. You cannot, under any circumstances, let them take control of the relationship. You fight that tooth and nail. And if you have to, remove yourself from it because you don't want to be involved in a relationship like that. Anyway, so I'm the Heretic. I hope this blesses you. Peace out, grooviness, and yeah, all that good stuff.
It hurts.
Next time when I tell you to put some shoes on, you're going to put some shoes on, huh?
What's a kitty? Let's see the kitty wants some.
Okay.
What's a kitty?
I don't know.
It wants. Yeah, I can hear the car. Stop. Stop. Let's look, it's down here. Let's go look.
Oh, okay.